Hi, I'm Amelia Hunt, owner of Hunt Wellness, and however you found me, I'm happy you're here. I am currently located in Salem, Oregon, and but I have clients all over the country and sometimes even out of the country, so don't let that hold you back from booking a free 30-minute consultation. Let me start out by telling you a little bit about myself, and then I can dive into what you can expect by working with me and a nutritionist. So I have Crohn's disease, and I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease when I was 15 years old, and I've had, months and days and terrible bouts of severe pain most of my life for about 17 years until I discovered nutritional therapy. Nutritional therapy pretty much saved my life back in 2016. I was having a really, really terrible flare and really close to having surgery, and changing my diet and using nutritional therapy practices really made a massive change in my life. The first week of nutritional therapy, I went from severe pain every day, every moment, to 75% of my symptoms were depleted down. And then by 30 days, I was completely pain-free and had no symptoms. I had reached symptom remission, which for the first time in my life, I was healthy. I could not believe it. So I knew early on when I was diagnosed that if I ever find a path to remission, I wanted to help other people find it as well. So here I am, Hunt Wellness. It began back in 2020. I became a fully certified functional nutritional therapy practitioner. And I have a few other certifications under my belt where I've been able to add in some testing and a couple other things to empower and improve the lives of my clients. So I had a baby back in 2021, which triggered another flare. So hormones do a lot of things to autoimmune disease, and sometimes it can be really negative. So of course I love my child, and I'm so happy we have her in our life. But it was a really hard first 9 months postpartum. So I was in a really, really severe flare after pregnancy. So I'm currently in this moment still fighting for symptom remission. I am back on medication, but I'm also still, of course, using nutritional therapy as a way of healing. So really grateful for nutritional therapy, but I'm also incredibly grateful for modern medicine and the medications that help us be able to live our life and for me to be a good mom. So still fighting for that. It took 17 years to reach remission, so I have to kind of give myself a little grace and credit, and it takes some time sometimes to heal an autoimmune disease. It's not going to happen overnight, and our bodies change so much in different seasons of our lives. So that's where I'm at currently. Hopefully, when you're talking to me on a 30-minute consultation, maybe I've reached symptom remission completely and off medication again. I hope so. But that is not the case at the moment, and that is okay. But I am here to help you. And when I started Hunt Wellness back in 2020, I just found myself fully loving every moment because I finally got to help people that were like me and, felt like completely alone in the world, and you felt like you were never gonna see the light of day again because the pain or the symptoms are just so overwhelming. If that is you, I would love to talk to you and love to get you on as a client, because diet and lifestyle changes can make a bigger impact than we realize. It may not be immediate like mine was, or it may not be totally perfect, and that's okay. But we can get a lot of things under control. So let me talk about what I do in my practice. So I first start with testing. I always start with testing. If you are a client, most of the time you've had testing completed. So the two tests that I run in my practice, because I focus heavily on digestive autoimmune diseases and gut health, those are the things I specialize in. We always start with a gut health test, and we start with a food sensitivity test. So I know how to direct your body and diet. I don't want to just hand you a one-size-fits-all diet because those don't exist. So we always start with a food sensitivity test, and that food sensitivity test is about 94% accurate. It makes a huge impact in your inflammation load as if you have an autoimmune condition. And if you have a gut health problem and not diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, you're in the right place. Don't go away. Gut health has a lot of different avenues. So it doesn't mean you have to have a autoimmune disease to work with me. So we start with the GI map test, we start with the food sensitivity test, and we make sure everything is clear in your GI map test. If it's not, we probably do some eradication, because in that GI map test, it could show you have bad bacteria that are overgrowing, causing a lot of digestive discomforts. You could have a parasite, you could have fungus, you might have leaky gut. And we got to get those things fixed before we can tackle much further. We always start with the digestive system first. And from that point, then we can tackle other external things happening. Or it might uncover further root cause, which is a good thing. But we always have to start with the digestive system. It is the main highway in our body. And if we can't get that under control, we can't get much else under control. So we always start there. From that point, we determine if you need a 3 or 6 month package. 3 months means we meet once a month for 3 months. 6 months, we meet once a month for 6 months. And so most of the time it's 6 months. Most of the time we do the longer one because it's just required. Sometimes symptoms are not as bad, so we can choose a 3-month package. From that point, if you decide to work with me further, we can do one-time appointments moving on from that point. But we always start with a package, so I make sure I'm holding your hand through the process and you have the support you need to be successful. You also get my cell phone number and you can text me. You have text support from me. And then we usually retest at the end of your eradication period, or usually after about 3 or 4 months, we retest the GI map test. Food sensitivity test, we rarely retest that. If you came back to me in a year, we would retest the food sensitivity test because it's not an allergy test. This is a test that our body changes, so do our food sensitivities. So sometimes we get it completely under control, and then, we have other sensitivities that pop up and we have to address them later on in life. So if you are interested and want to move forward with a free consultation, click the link right below here and you can sign up for a free consultation. And that's your next step. And if you have more questions about pricing, it is all on my website. So head to the services page and you can look through all the testing cost. None of this is covered through insurance. Unfortunately, nutritional therapy and health coaching is not considered healthcare. So I am unable to cover insurance. I'm really sorry about that. Makes me sad too. But I have had people be able to get it covered through your HSA. I can write a receipt, and sometimes your health savings account will allow it as a medical test. But can't guarantee that. So I always just say I can't cover any of the cost through your insurance, unfortunately. So, but if you have more questions, your questions might be able to be answered through my website, but your next step is always a free 30-minute consultation, because that's how we make sure you and I are a good fit and that this is the right next step for you. Hopefully I'll see you there.